Good evening. Good evening. How are you all? Come in. I've missed you all. I have been chomping at the bit for tonight, and I was late. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. I had to put extra drops in my eyes. They were still red, and then I started to sneeze. I had a whole mess going on before hitting the Let's Go Live button. How are you all? Welcome in. Welcome in. Everyone, welcome in. It's so good to have you. I missed you all last week, and it was all I could do not to be disobedient and come anyway. And I said, they'll accept me with my runny nose and my runny eyes and all of those other good things. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Paula, thank you. As you all are coming in, please share this live. Share this live. We can never talk enough about how we are communicating with each other, how we are talking to each other. Can you hear me? And so we broke the streak, right? We broke the 30,000 streak because I wasn't here last week. So, I don't know. Let's set it at something comfortable. Let's set it at 20. And if we get 30, we're going to be ever so grateful. But if we can just get it to 20,000, I would so appreciate it. Yeah, I would. Now, as you coming in, you all do know that I have some of the best moderators on TikTok, right? And they know that I don't want anyone blocked and or muted, but they will do it. And so I ask you to please be mindful of what you say and what you type. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And what you say, that's the reason why we're going to talk about the tongue. The tongue. And I want to tell you also, I want to say thank you to everyone. My books are doing better than I ever thought that they would. Yeah, they are. Trilogy, can you see it? Trilogy, which is romance, soft erotica, quite steamy. It's something that you could take with you on the beach or at your getaway and just read comfortably. The book cover is unassuming. Yeah, because I didn't want that man on the cover with his hand in his crotch and his muscles bulging, or the woman was put the V in voluptuous, and you know what I mean. I wanted it to be unassuming, so I like this. And then we have The Struggle is Real. And this is my story. This is my story of how I had to navigate my emotions after being married for 23 years, dated him for 4 years before we got married. So the majority of my life was with this one man. And I had never been with another man before. So now I've just got this wave of emotions that I don't know how to handle. I loved him so. Anyway, the struggle is real. If you go to my profile, there is a flyer that's pinned there. And you can see that you can get both books in a bundle. The bundle is $40, and for that you get both books. Both of them will, I'm going to say that word, both of them will be autographed by me. Autographed. That's what an author would say. Oh my God, I am an author. Can you imagine that? Anyway, I am an author. And so you can get both of these signed, sealed. Let's see if this one's going out to someone. I was going to let you see I have this one. I had to order some more. That's a good thing. It has a seal in it like this. And it's from me to say thank you. Or you can get one book or the other signed from me. And it's $25. So you see, there is an advantage of getting both of the books for $40. You save like $10, yes. So, and when you send it, there is my email address there. How are you? How are you? How are you? Come in, and thank you for coming in. Did you all miss me? I so missed you all. I did. You all are the absolute best. You all are. So you can get this. When you do, you'll send your full government name to my email address, which is on that flyer that is pinned on my profile. And I hope you all get it before, the 5th? Because we don't know that we're still going to be together. So I'm going to also put up where you can stay in contact with me on YouTube, on Patreon, on Threads, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Clapper, on Fanbase. You all will not leave me behind. I'm going to be on everything that you all are on. Yes, I am. So this. But I was going to tell you also about, do you know who Bam is? Bam. Bam. Bam makes some of the absolute best peanut brittle. God damn it, I'm trying to tell you, she makes the best. And I just got a whole new thing of peanut brittle. So now, when I have my peanut brittle, and I need you to understand that I have my peanut brittle, it is for medicinal purposes. It's the vanilla and everything that comes out of it. I touch my tea. I touch my tea with just a little something. And then I get in my big recliner and I eat brittle. And then I swear that somebody ate my brittle, but there's no one here but me. So, listen, Bam, just like it sounds, Bam, B-A-M. Find her, go to her page, order you some peanut brittle, and don't say that I didn't tell you so. I mean, it just causes you to lick the peanut brittle dust, that's down in the bottom of the bag. I lick my finger, and then I swipe the bottom of the bag, okay? And it's almost like she knows I'm down at the bottom. Now, there's one more friend of mine, and I don't use that term loosely. Her name is D Black. D Black. Well, they just want me to have a big bag. They just want me to have a big bag. Her family, she and her family, do the most amazing popcorn. So I got the popcorn that had several different nuts in it with a caramel sauce over it. I got 2 of the big bags, right? I swear somebody came in my house and ate that popcorn up. I couldn't stop. I was doing a movie, and I just kept eating popcorn, and I kept eating popcorn, and then I said, okay, I'm not going to eat anymore. I lied, and in a day I had eaten a whole bag of popcorn. So I said, I'm going to put it away and not going to get any more popcorn. So her name is Dee Black. You all have to find her page. You all do. Sometimes she comes in here. So if you see her, follow her. Get the popcorn, okay? It is... Do you see what kind of friends I have? My goodness. They're going to write for you. They're going to cook for you. And you're going to be as happy as the dickens. Yes, you are. Okay. Now, let's talk about something. And I hope you all can hear me, because I still sound a little rough, but I hope you can hear me. And as you're tapping the screen, let's see if we can get to 20,000. Bam, I was just talking about you. I was just talking about you, sister. Yes, I was. So, I think I did all of the housekeeping things. Let's talk about the tongue. The tongue. And we're not going to talk about the tongue the way you think I'm talking about the tongue. No. But I have a quote for you, so if I may. It says, if we could look into each other's hearts and understand the unique challenges each of us face, I think we would treat each other more gently, with more love, patience, tolerance, and care. And this was penned by Marvin J. Aston. Marvin J. Aston. So, why are we going there? In my time of trying to get beyond this, I just kind of strolled the streets of TikTok and was just amazed at how persons, and I want to be mindful of my words, how persons speak to each other, at each other, not to each other, but at each other, and say some of the most harshest things to each other. And my thoughts are, how is that working for you? How is that working for you? So, we have to admit that communicating with patience and giving the grace that we wish to receive, giving grace that we wish to receive, we need to listen more intently. And so with that being said, and as a seasoned lady, I'm saying that it's quite disturbing seeing things happen here on social media, socially and culturally, that I have not seen before. Welcome in, Muhammad. Welcome in. And maybe not to the magnitude that I'm seeing it now. The answer to the question, the fear of not fitting in, is rather than rather to stand on something. So we talk the way we talk because we want to fit in. Oh, Muhammad, thank you. Thank you. We want to fit in. And so we say these things that are hurtful, and we don't want to act like it hurts. So we say things even more outlandish. Social media and the way we are living now says that it's okay to be disrespectful, loud, brash, inappropriate, in overtones. We really are the Burger King society, and that's to have it your way. The question that I have is, how is living this lifestyle working for you? How is it working for you? You're loud, you're disrespectful, you're beautiful as the Dickens, but your mouth is a potty. It says everything. So, is it for the S word and giggles? You know what I'm trying to say, right? The sugar, honey, iced tea, and giggles. So we say these things for clicks, and we say these things for numbers. And do we not care how we are perceived? Does it not matter? Your wish list that you petition God is ever ending. I'm ready to date. I want to be in a committed relationship. I want to be married. I want a man that's making 6 figures. I want, and I want. Do you? Now, this is a rhetorical question, and you don't have to put it down in the chats. I just need you to muse over it. Do you think that your behavior and the way you carry yourself and the way you present yourself is conducive to receiving any of the things that you've been petitioning God for? Do you? Are you still single? Are you really dating? And then when you do date, you have unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic expectations. And you do foolish things. And you treat that person as if they owe you something, and they don't. You are asking, what does this have to do with this unruly member behind your teeth, your tongue? And please allow me to say it has everything to do with your tongue. If what I am about to say does not apply to you, please share it with someone. I'm sure that you have someone that is brash and disrespectful, and it kind of embarrasses you. It does me when I see a lady, and until you prove otherwise, I will acknowledge you as a lady. But when you carry yourself in such an undignified manner that you can cuss like a sailor, and you think that that gentleman that you're trying to entice, you think that he is looking at you and he's not even considering you. He'll talk to you. He'll smash with you. But I guarantee you, he doesn't remember your name the next day. Or even that same day. Patience. So what is patience? Patience is the ability to wait calmly, to move forward softly towards a goal, to work towards something unhurriedly. Many of us have never thought about the positive benefits of practicing patience in love. Practicing patience in love. No one likes to work on their level of patience. It's one of the most required communication skills for couples that people in relationships need to cultivate. They need to cultivate it. Being mindful of the needs of others may come easy for you, but this does not mean being patient with your spouse, significant other. It's just that simple. It doesn't mean that. Is patience good in a relationship? Unequivocally, yes. Patience is needed and good in a relationship. Slowing down, whether it be to foster deeper communications or just to savor the feeling of love, is always a good idea. Always. Being patient allows for growth. Being patient allows for growth. It gives a space, breathing room, a place where your communication can flow easily and thoughtfully. It can flow easily and thoughtfully. Once you start practicing the art of patience in your relationship, you then will be amazed at how this transfers to other areas in your life, making everything much smoother. So we're not worried about what the other person is not doing. This is about you. This is about you. If you start to govern your tongue, because see, the tongue, as I said in the advertisement, the tongue has no bones, but it is strong enough to break a heart. It is strong enough to break a heart. And so, are you being careful with your words? Or are you saying, I was angry, and so I needed to make how I felt be known? But then when you do, because you allow that boneless piece in your face to say whatever, when you go back to say, I'm sorry, and that person accepts your apology, but I promise you, they have not forgotten what you said, because you cannot unring a bell. You cannot unring a bell. So someone has told you something in confidence, and you're mad. You're big mad. And you decide to throw it in his face or throw it in her face. If they trusted you enough to be transparent about that, and you weaponize what has been said, do you think that they'll ever trust you again? Give your love time to grow. When one is not having patience, it is impossible to devote the time necessary to grow your connection with your partner. It's impossible. In our current era of fast food, fast downloads, fast love hookups, thanks to online dating apps, we've lost the art of slowing down. In so many aspects of our life, it's instant gratification has become the norm. Practicing patience in dating allows you to move more carefully and thoughtfully as you learn each other, Because, see, you don't know this person that you've become involved with. You haven't a clue about them. And so you are surmising. Surmising. Well, he didn't say this, but he said that. And I think he wants to be in a relationship with me, though he didn't say so. And just all of these things that have not been communicated. Yet, you make it so. You make it so in your head. And then, how does that work for you? Then that person becomes a dog, or that person becomes the B word. You know, they use that a lot. I can't stand that word under any circumstances. So learning to be patient is good for character building. Learning to be patient is not only good for romance, but it is a transferable skill. It is a transferable skill. How are you, Robert? Once you start to work on your patience, you will see how useful it is in every aspect of your life. Patience breeds calm, communicative approach that encourages others to help you rather than shut down. So that man that you feel is not listening to you, and so you invade his space. You invade his space. You get loud. You get disrespectful. You get brash. Whatever superlative you would like to add, you have invaded his space. And Elvis has left the building. All he is hearing is wah, 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 wah. He is no longer listening to you. He is no longer listening to you. And you have invaded his space. And he's thinking, I'm bigger than you are. I'm stronger than you are. You are posturing with me. And I feel like an altercation is about to ensue because of your lack. Thank you so much. Because of your lack of communication skills. Because of your lack of patience. Because of your lack of patience. And it doesn't work well. And so then, after this has all gone down, you think that by offering a roll in the hay, they call makeup sex, that this makes it all better. Well, it doesn't. It just satisfies that physical part, but the heart still hurts. The heart still hurts. And when it's all over with, you roll over and you don't even communicate with each other. There is no cuddling, there is no nothing. You have just done an act. Period. So I say to you, when we talk about makeup, intimacy, makeup sex, was it really as good as you thought? Or was it a manipulation tool because you knew that you had overstepped your boundaries? Whichever one it was, whether it was him or her, you've overstepped your boundaries. In the things that you said, in the way that you carried yourself, you have overstepped your boundaries. And now you're using this as a tool to manipulate. It's not good. To have patience in a relationship begins with yourself. Before you can start wondering how to have patience in a relationship, use yourself as a patient building subject. If you habitually have zero patience when you're waiting, say you're waiting for the elevator, and you keep pushing the button, is it getting the elevator up to you any faster? No. You're standing in the line at the grocery store. You are knee deep in people. And you are getting angry. What is taking them so long? I need to be doing this and I need to be doing that. Well, why didn't you start sooner? It starts with you. It starts with you. Not only will you feel better when you start to patient build with you, okay? Then when you're in a relationship, it's going to be easier for you. It'll be easier for you. Listening skills. Part of learning to be patient is learning the art of listening. Impatient people are bad listeners. And so therefore, this gets them in deeper trouble, right? Because they want to talk over you. And they want to tell you what you meant. Well, you were going to say this. Well, no. Well, I know what you're thinking. Now, that used to make my gray hair stand up only. Because my thought was, if you really knew what I was thinking, you'd dial 911. If you really, really knew what I was thinking, okay? But. Impatient people are terrible listeners. And they are so eager for their turn to talk that they neglect to truly tune in to what the other person is saying. Totally neglect. You all got me to 10 already. I'm almost finished. Because you can see my medicine's wearing off. There are several techniques that you can use to learn to be a good listener. For romantic partners, think to be an active listener where you mirror back to your partner what you have understood them to say. So it looks kind of like this. After that person is finished talking, you can say, am I? because you're putting the onus on you. Am I to understand that you are saying blah, 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 whatever? And then that opens the door for dialogue and for the other person to say, no, that is not what I meant, or to give clarification to it. Then you're having adult dialogue with one another. You are having adult dialogue with each other. Now, I'm going to stop right there. Tomorrow we'll pick up on practicing empathy. All of this goes back to our tongue. Everything that I spoke on goes back to governing this boneless piece that's behind your lips, behind your teeth, because it's strong enough to break a heart. Now, is there anyone that has any question? Would you like to come up and join me? If you would, just send a request, and if I can, I'll answer to the best of my ability. And if I need to study more, I will answer your question tomorrow, because I do not want to ever give you bad information. I don't want to. And as usual, while you're deciding whether you want to come up and ask your question, there is always the Life Book speaks to what I just spoke on. And if we could go to, if you have your Bible, or if someone could pin it in the chat, we're going to go to 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 5. If someone could put that in the chat, please. And when I give you all scriptures, is that I want you to understand this is not Miss Donna. This is what the Father has said, how we should govern ourselves. We have gotten so far away from what the Father says. So let's go to 1 Corinthians 13, verses 4 through 5. And it says, love endures with patience and serenity. Love is kind and thoughtful, and is not jealous or envious. Love does not brag and is not proud or arrogant. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not provoked, nor overly sensitive and easily angered. It does not take into account a wrong endured. Is that not everything that I said? Is that not everything that I said? We're brash, we're disrespectful to each other. But the Father says that it's not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not provoked, nor overly sensitive and easily angered. It is not. It does not take into account a wrong endured. It does not. Proverbs 14:29. If someone could put that in the chat so that you all can go back and look at this. Proverbs 14:29 says, he who is slow to anger has great understanding and profits from his self-control. 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 Are you being mindful of this? This boneless wonder in your face, your tongue? Are you being mindful? It says, he who is slow to anger, has great understanding and profits from his self-control. But he who is quick-tempered exposes and exalts his foolishness for all to see. So you standing there toe-to-toe with this grown man, and you are saying everything under the sun. What does it say? Exalts his foolishness. You look like a fool for everyone to see. And how is that working for you? This is not my saying. This is what the Word says. And the last scripture that I'll give is Galatians 5:22 through 23. If someone could pin that for me, please. Galatians 5:22 through 23. And it reads, but the fruit of the Spirit, the result of His presence within us. His presence within us. Whose presence? The Father's presence within us is love, unselfish concern for others, unselfish concern for others, joy, inner peace, patience, not the ability to wait, but how we act while waiting. My goodness, today, how we act while waiting. Kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, again, self-control. Against such things, there is no law. So all of these things speak to our behavior, how we should be governing us. And because we are standing and being brash and loud, is he going to want to take you home to see his mother? I think not. Is he only going to come and see you when the sun goes down? More than likely, acting like a vampire. Would you want to be seen in public with your behavior? Don't answer that. Just look straight ahead. If there's anyone that has any questions about what I've said thus far, please send a request and let's talk about it. I don't know if Bam is still here. I want her to come up and tell about her, see, it is here. Be yourself is here. Is here.
Hey, Miss Donna.
Hey there. How are you?
I'm doing well. This was actually an excellent topic tonight. That old boneless wonder.
Yes, yes. Boneless, boneless. And I
This
didn't.
was really good because a lot of times women, or I say people, but I say women because it's what I don't date men, but if they would just take in consideration their tongue can build up as well as tear down.
Absolutely.
I, I, I'm reminded of a lot of times where, one preacher gave the example of, he was bringing the groceries in and he had, had his hands full of grocery bags. And his wife said, baby, oh, you handling them bags. He said, oh, give me one more. So it actually makes us do more if you can, use that tongue in the right way. So this was an excellent topic. So thank you for sharing it.
Thank you. I'm trying to stay within the time constraints that you and I talked about. I just felt like last week I was able to just, sit out on the porch in some shelter and and hear hear the Dee Dee and there's Pam. And hear some of the things that were said and how they're said to each other. Even if I disagree with you, there is a way to say everything. Did I see Coach Benita?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, TV. How are you?
I'm well, thank
Good
you.
evening, Dee Dee.
Hi, Sid. How are you, Miss Donna?
I am better than I was last week. I am so much better than I was last week.
Well, you look amazing.
Oh,
I have to say, you look amazing. My other book is in my mailbox, and it's been there for a couple of days because I have not gone anywhere. So I will be picking it out of the mailbox tomorrow morning. So I'm excited because the weather is going to be good coming up over here. I'm going to be sitting by the pool and reading.
good.
So I'm looking forward to sharing what I got out of it. So thank you again.
So, were you here long enough to hear the subject
Yes,
matter? The topic?
yes,
What did he
and
say?
yes, I've learned how to use my tongue differently because my motto is now to walk in love.
Mm-hmm.
So what you have read is definitely the epitome of walking in love. Just thinking about what you say before you say it. And if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say anything at all.
Dee Dee, what I do, and this is just I've been doing it for so long, is that in my head, if something has angered me, and in my head, if what I'm about to say would hurt my feelings, I don't need to say it. If
I like
what
that.
I'm about to say, if it was said to me, would it hurt my feelings? And if the answer is yes, I do not need to say it. Swallow.
I like that.
Because no matter what, once it crosses, you can't bring it back. And you can't take it from my memory. I heard you. I heard how the vehement that you had when you said it to me.
Mm-hmm.
You intended to hurt me, not put your hands on me, but you verbally took me down. And you didn't think, how is she going to feel when I say this? How is he going to feel when I say this? I've shared something with you that, and then when you get angry with me, you use it.
Right.
In a lot of ways, today's society, it tells everybody, I'm just going to keep it 100. And I just got to get this off my chest. And I just And my pastor was talking about this the last couple of weeks, that sometimes it might not even be that person's personality, but it could be what has happened to that person to cause these hurts, like cause them to act in the way that they're acting. And so it's a wound that has happened that has caused them to change and respond differently. And so what I like to say is, say what you mean, just don't say it mean.
I like
So that takes a lot of thought and a lot of patience and a lot of learned listening skills.
And that's the reason why I said patient better with yourself. With yourself. Everything starts with you. Everything ends with you. You know, we've all had some traumatic experiences, whether we like to acknowledge it or not. And we've labeled it as generational curses. But that curse stops with you. You making a decision. Me making a decision. Hi, stylish model, welcome in. I made a decision after seeing how, after seeing that I knew I did not like what I was seeing, and that I did not want to be in that type of relationship. So, in order for me not to be in that type of relationship, then I have to govern me. So we cannot say that old tale that God is still working on me. Well, how old are you?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you? So, how
Mm-hmm.
much more work does He have to do on you? How long have you been using this? Well, God knows my heart. Yes, He does, and He did not put that type of communication in you. He didn't, that's not what He said. Or He wouldn't have these scriptures, right? He wouldn't go along with this. But the fruits of the Spirit, the results of His presence within us, the results of His presence within us. So, how do you say He knows He knows my heart? Well, well, does He?
I
You
love that.
know what I'm saying?
Yes, I
And so,
love that.
is He ashamed of the way you? Is He ashamed of the way you are carrying yourself and saying, God knows my heart? And as if to say that He knows your heart and He's going to excuse your behavior, but not if it says His presence is within us. Unselfish concerns for others, joy, inner peace, patience, not the ability to wait, but how we act while waiting, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self control. Against such things there is no law. So, how do you continue to carry yourself in such a manner? Uh, I know I'm not supposed to be clicking anything. So, unique love, welcome up. I'll probably have to have a staff meeting after doing this. But welcome up. Welcome.
You know, Miss Donna, when we know better, we do better.
Mhm.
All it took was my young son repeating the same words he heard his mommy saying. I'm like, boy, if you don't quit cussing, but you do it.
And then what do you say?
Yeah, what do you say? Listen, I had such a nasty foul mouth. MF was my favorite word. I cussed worse than a sailor. Every other word that came out of my mouth was MFer. But when you see those that you love and they're imitating you, it's enough to wake you up.
You know how yours was MF? Mine was sugar honey iced tea.
Mm-hmm.
And I never said it in front of my parents, but it always fit perfect in a sentence, right? Until I had my son.
Mm-hmm.
And he was playing with the log cabins, right? And he was building, and it fell over. And he said, "Oh, Tip." Mama said, "What did that boy say?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "I don't know." She said, "I told you he was going to say it." And he said it in the perfect place. It
Mm-hmm.
fell over. He said what he had. That was my lesson. That was my lesson. That was part of it. It was awesome. What if we had been at church and he said something like that? Well, I'd have been slain in the spirit on the floor down between the pews, okay?
Right?
Covering myself up with the laptop myself.
I learned a long time ago to be careful with the words that come out of my mouth because I had been called everything but a child of God by the one person that I knew loved me the most. And it hurt to the core. So I've always been
I mean,
mindful of what comes out of my mouth when it comes to saying something to somebody. Everything that you think doesn't have to be said.
and it hurts down beyond the white meat. Have you ever been hurt by words and you can't touch it? It's just still very painful. It's deep pain.
A deep
And then when
pain.
you look at them, then they don't remember what they said, or they don't feel the need to apologize or say or say anything close to it. Even family members can say some of the darndest things,
Yes, ma'am.
hurt you down beyond the white meat,
Yes,
hurt you
ma'am.
down beyond the white meat. And
You talked about, those words that we spit out, we can't take them back. And we
can
can't, Miss Donna. And I'm mindful. I was especially mindful when working in the public. Customers come in and I'm a chatty Cathy wherever I go. Um, I talked to my customers when they were coming in line and whatever. And I was reminded at one time that those words that you speak might be those words that causes that person to go home, hurt themselves, or hurt somebody else.
Mhm.
The last words that come out of your mouth might be the words that causes somebody to go home and love on somebody and care for somebody and, just be a beautiful person. But they can also be that double-edged sword that just cuts and unalives people. So we've got to be mindful.
It's just a must. And in the climate that we're in right now, more so than ever, that we need to be mindful. It's okay. Excuse me for just 1 second. Jeanette, are you, I'm not clicking anything. So are you? Because I see some people asking to come up, and I haven't clicked anything. But are you all doing what you do best? Because I don't want to have a staff meeting when this is all over with. Okay. It's Jeanette. Did she come up? I don't know. I just wanted to invite. Because I know that they will have a staff meeting with me because I get in trouble all the time. I'm just clicking and say, yeah, come on up. And then
Okay, Miss Donna. I don't see anyone requesting up right now.
there was, you check that. It's a unique.
I no longer see them in the room.
Okay. All right. Because I was getting ready to, and I said,
Yeah, she came up and then she dropped.
Okay.
and I was like, get in trouble.
It looks like she's
Take
back.
exit 11 on the right to I-40 East, then keep
It
right.
looked like she's back.
Well, if she requests up, I'll take care of it. Just go ahead, Miss Donna.
All right, thank you. So I get in trouble all the time. Oh, good.
But Bam, if I can piggyback off of what you were just saying, there was I had my daughter in church with me. This was years ago. She was maybe a year and a half, and I was standing up and praising God, had my hands lifted, and the last time I saw her, she was sitting on the bench playing with I don't know, she had a Barbie doll or something. And so I'm praising God, I had my eyes closed. So I'm looking around. I start looking around and people looking over in my direction and kind of pointing and laughing. I'm like, why are they laughing at me praising God? And so when I looked down at my daughter, she was standing up beside me doing the exact same thing that I was doing. So our children are our mirrors. They're going to do everything that they see us do.
Continue on
Down
I-40.
to our language. So that's the scary thing about it. So,
I can't believe that you said that in church, right? In
right.
church. Well, and I was praising as well, but it was one of those. It had a good beat to it, right? And Derek was standing up on the pew because I think he was like maybe not quite 2 yet, right? And I too heard them laugh. And I became stretch man. He was down on the other end of the pew and he was trying to pop his fingers and he was getting it down low. I became stretch man with one fell swoop. I snatched him off. And one of the deacons said, leave him alone. And Derek started, and the deacon took him from me, but he was down on the end. I mean, he was, if there was twerking then, he was twerking because he couldn't pop his fingers, but he was just doing his hands like this. The deacon took him away from me.
You know, the children would, hey Tony, the children would do what they see us do, right? When we least expect them to be listening or paying attention. And then when they regurgitate those words that they heard us say to each other, then they feel like that it's okay for them to say it to us. I'm just saying, try me. Try Donna Marie. And I'm going to see if I can get you an express first class ticket to meet him in the air. You know, that's not going to happen. We need to be someone that we just do. Is there anything wrong? Bam! I was talking about your peanut butter.
Did you like it?
Look at that. Oh, she look like she
Miss Dot, I need you to make some ice cream, some vanilla ice cream, and put some of them pralines in it.
Listen, I've got my heavy whipping cream. I've got my pecans, and you know what I do to my pecans. I got everything to get up in the morning and make ice cream. So I never even thought about drinking it.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Hey, lady. Just a little
Is sister in the comments and she gonna get you?
Yes, she is. She's in the comments. Hey, Lady P.
bit. I see her. Okay. I don't know how long she's been here, but you see, I haven't touched anything. I have not touched anything, sister. I have not. I have not touched anything. Thank you, everyone. I hope that you had good church service. Good Wednesday night church service. Very good. That you all will come tomorrow to hear more of the tongue, because I have more for you. I thought I was going to be up to speed yesterday, and I wasn't. I feel so much better today. I might go over just a little bit tomorrow, but I've got some more that I want to think about. I think that you will see a difference. I'm so busy wanting someone else to hear this. I wish they would come, and I wish they would hear what say. No, this is for you. This is for you. Because if they see the change in you, then they'll want to change. But the change has to happen in you first. Okay. So, Sid, could you take us out in prayer, please? Oh, Tony, thank you so much. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
See,
I'm just a praying and I got myself on mute. Lord, we thank you for this day. Thank you for this time. Thank you for giving her the desire and the word that you put in her to give us, to learn from, to grow from. We just pray that the seed that she's planted tonight, that you bring the increase, that you let it fall on fertile ground, that grow, that will make us into better people. We pray that you will just help us to control this tongue of ours, that we won't use it to tear people down, but use it to build people up. We pray that And every prayer that went out tonight, it falls on good ground. I ask that you give everyone a peaceful night's rest, and that you all wake us all up in the morning refreshed and revived with a new desire to live a better life, a better person. In your name,
Amen.
Thank you, Sid. Thank you.
Amen.
And Sid, I want to say thank you to you because I'm trying to be obedient to a whole lot of things. And I want to say thank you for being that man that I was supposed to have with me. And I think you know what I'm trying to say. But I was like, I don't mean the man. I don't mean it like that. But it's proven to be efficacious. And I thank you for being over. Thanks all of my heart. But when Tony and then Bill comes through, it makes a difference. Not the woman but we have just going to say that I appreciate that.
you're welcome. You're welcome, Donna. And let me say this. Tony, I see you in the comments. Ah ha ha. Man.
Oh, Sid.
Muhammad, you down there too? I love my brothers though.
I really thank you all. I do. I can be hard-headed, and I can admit that I can be hard-headed, especially when I don't want to have to sit and be still for a few minutes. But when I get off of here, I'm gonna touch my feet. Huh? I didn't hear you.
Well, all of our defense. I love you. We are here to protect you and keep you and make things as easy and easy for you to do what you need to be doing here. So we all love you, man.
Yeah. So I so appreciate all of you all. So I'm going to go touch my tea with some medicine for my arthritis. And I'm going to have a little bit of that.
Don't overdo it.
And you know I will. Listen, okay, I don't have my candy because I'm fasting, right? I do a 90-day fast every year. Okay? But I eat on Sunday. Okay? I have candy, I have cookies, I have everything and some. But because I've been sick, it doesn't taste good and it doesn't stay. It comes back up with a good situation, right? Like today I was at the grocery store. I came, y'all know that too much chocolate would make me pass out, right? I would hit the floor. I got 3 of the thick Hershey bars, right?
Ma'am.
They were right there at the checkout, right? I came home and I had a half of one, right? And then I thought, oh wait, oh wait, maybe I shouldn't have had a half. I should have had a. Anyway, the rest of them are up in the freezer. I didn't go no further. I'm learning.
Hard heads make for soft behinds for sure.
I'm just trying to tell you.
That's why I didn't send you none of that brittle with the dark chocolate sprinkled in salt.
And I would have ate every
I
piece.
know you would have.
Okay. Every piece of lick my fingers, as a matter of fact. Okay, I would have. And but those other Hershey's and that 2.5 Hershey's is up in the freezer. I mean, I was like, oh wait.
Lord, let them get freezer burnt so they don't taste good.
But I didn't eat anymore. I did not. Okay, so all hearts and minds, and we got above 20. Thank you all so much. And I hope that you all will be with me tomorrow as we finish this up. Because in my absence, Leroy gave me so many subjects to cover. Now, he and I are going to have a staff meeting. But if he decides it, he is a great listener. But he's already decided, okay? So next week after, I've got so much for you all. I hope you join me. So until tomorrow,
Love
you
later.
all behave. And if you can't behave, name it after Sparkle.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Have a monkey fit.
All right.